Hey, welcome back to Healthcarejobs.ie. Today I'm going to talk about how an Irish nurse can progress through the system, so stay tuned to find out more. So there's three ways an Irish nurse can progress through the system. It's through improving your clinical skills, going into education and research, and also then management. So progressing in the clinical role includes starting out as a staff nurse and improving and getting more skills and things like that, and then going up the ranks and maybe becoming a sister, and then going on to a clinical nurse specialist if you want, and then an A&P. There's also opportunities to become a matron and things like that in Ireland, which is really good. So there's always more opportunities than just a staff nurse that everyone started out to be. And the CNS and things like that are very specialised, so you might have to do some extra training and added learning, but this will improve your pay by getting a pay rise, and it will also improve your opportunities to be able to go further and do different things such as become an advanced nurse practitioner and things like that. So improving your skills would be the main reason why you would get such jobs, and then also having a lot of experience in a particular area will obviously help. And then just spending time in the particular area you're in. So let's say if you're in oncology, you would start out working in oncology as a staff nurse, and then maybe within a year or 2 or 3 years, 4 years, depending on how long it takes you, you might start managing the ward. Maybe less than 3 years, but a year or 2, and then you might go for a sister role or a ward sister like managing. And then if you really, let's say, liked oncology, then you might want to specialise in a certain type of cancer, and then from there you could become a CNS, which is a clinical nurse specialist, and that will give you a lot more opportunities because it's very specialised. So you'd be going around to the exact people that had that particular type of cancer, and then from there you become an advanced nurse practitioner in oncology. So this is more of it's not as specific as a clinical nurse specialist, but it's more just an expert in oncology as a whole. So therefore you have to be highly skilled and know exactly what to treat and how to treat. And I know in England they're considered the same level as junior doctors, so a lot of experience and knowledge and know how to do everything. So an A&P is a great role if you can find an availability in your area. Okay, so the next one is education and research. People sometimes forget that as a nurse you can do so much with your degree. You can go into education and become a lecturer. You can then progress and become a senior lecturer. You can work for the School of Nursing and progress up the ranks. You also work for the Higher Education Institute, the HEI, and this will enable you to have lots of different roles as a nurse, but also further education and research. And then also there's also the opportunity to go into things like cancer research, where you be a cancer research nurse. Lots of different type of cancers. I'm mainly focusing on oncology because that's what I want to go into, but I know for like trauma and orthopedics and stuff, you can go into research about like new ways of operating, and there's so many opportunities for nurse researchers which are becoming more and more prevalent in nursing. And also the opportunities to become a lecturer are endless. All of the unis are always looking for lecturers, and it's a lifelong career as a lecturer. So let's say you've done your years and years on the wards, you've progressed to be like a CNS or a A&P, and now you're looking for maybe to give back what you've learned and to share your knowledge, because that's part of a nurse's role, is to share what they know with the future generations of nursing. So definitely education is one way to do that, and obviously further research to go into new cures for things and everything would be incredible. So these are all options to consider. So the part 3 is management. So this includes being a nurse manager, so a clinical nurse manager, which would be managing the wards and things like that. So management includes supervising staff and making sure that everything's in order. But you can also work with the corporate side of hospitals and things like that. Directors of nursing, all of these are very like managerial roles, not so much ward based, but have become more of overseeing everything and make sure everything's going good. Like I mentioned earlier, nursing matrons as well, directors of nursing, clinical nurse managers, all of these are steering away from clinical roles and stepping into more of a managerial role. So if this is something that you would consider, then check for availabilities for things like director of nursing and things like that. Obviously you need a lot of experience behind you in order to go for these roles, but there's something to consider if you've been a nurse for quite a while and gained up lots of experience. So I just want to share with you that you can progress as a nurse so much, and along your career you can start out as a staff nurse and work your way up to a director of nursing. There's so much nursing has to offer, and I think it's an amazing career and there's so much you can do with it. So if you like the sound of any of these, then do your research and find out more about each role. And thank you so much for listening. Bye for now.